Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly podcast. And this week it's very late. I'm sorry for that. My apology for the inconvenience. But for what it's worth, I think this episode will sum up and also review what we have discussed last 2 weeks. And our topic in the last 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, was about business meeting. Now, I believe that meeting is something that is ordinary in our life, whether it is at school, university, or at workplace. We have done or have ever been in a meeting. You may call it business meeting, community meeting, or students meeting, but I can say that all meetings are almost the same. And talking about meeting structure, all meeting have something in common. And first, your meeting should have an opening, it should have a role assigning, and then you continue with presenting a topic. And while you present a topic, there will be Q&A. And during Q&A, during interruption, as a chairman of the meeting, you have a job that is to be able to control the meeting flow and also the behavior of the meeting participants. And at the end of a meeting, you should have the part of making a decision. And the last, there should be arranging another meeting if you feel it's necessary. But if you think it's not necessary, then you can just close the meeting by thanking everyone for coming to the meeting. So the whole structure of meeting is always like this. You have the opening, you have the content, and the closing. Now, one thing that you should always remember that when you have a meeting, it's not always that the oldest or the chief of organization will have to start or lead the meeting. You can also give some people or someone in your group a chance, opportunity to lead the meeting. So after you start with opening, then you assign role. Who will be the leader of the meeting? Who will be the note taker? Who will be the topic presenter? And then during presentation, naturally we will have Q&A. There might also be interruption. That is okay. There will be debate, but as long as you can control it, you will have no problem. And at the end of meeting, you should come up with a decision in the form of solution, in the form of action plan. But there should be a decision. So people know that this meeting has meaning. If there is no decision, then what's the point of doing a meeting? So don't just have a meeting, but you must come with an answer. You must come with a closing. And if you feel it's necessary, you can arrange another meeting. Now, talking about requirements, every meeting should have relevant topic to discuss, and you discuss work related issue. And then your meeting should have an agenda. This agenda will give direction. So when people come to your meeting, they know what this meeting is going to be. And your meeting will only be effective if you only include relevant participants. It's not always the case that you have to invite everyone to come to a meeting. No. If you have a specific topic, a specific issue, then you invite specific people. People who are not relevant with the topic of your meeting must not be invited because they don't have any interest. And when they don't have interest, they will be bored. And when they are bored, they will create disturbance. So your meeting will only be effective if you include relevant people. These relevant people will give you relevant ideas. They will contribute a lot of information they will contribute, they will give useful suggestions. And your meeting must have specific duration. Now, people know that a meeting is important, but it is also important for them to know how long this meeting is going to be. Is it going to be 1 hour? Is it going to be 30 minutes? You must tell the participants before you start the meeting, because it is important for them to know what they can contribute and how long they have to spend their time in the meeting room. Now, don't be sensitive. People are busy. Even people in the office are busy. They also have other jobs. So if you don't give specific duration, specific information about meeting duration, then the participants of the meeting might feel confused or reluctant. They might not be willing to come to the meeting because they don't know how long this meeting is going to be. So it is a good idea that you inform the people as clearly as possible about the duration of this meeting. If it is going to be 2 hours, then tell them this meeting will be 2 hours. If it is 20 minutes, all right, tell them it's only for 20 minutes. And assign different roles to the participants of the meeting, as I have said before. Who is the leader of the meeting? Who will be the note taker? Who will be the presenter, the one who will have to present the issue or the topic? And who will be the listeners and participants? Those are the requirements of a meeting. Now, when we start a meeting, there are useful expressions we may use. For a start, we can say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. So you adjust the expression according to the time of the meeting. And then you follow up by saying, thank you for coming to this meeting. So after the usual greeting, you thank people for giving their time to come to the meeting. Or you may say, I appreciate you for coming to this meeting. Another, I'd like to welcome everybody to today's meeting. Or, welcome to our weekly meeting, if it is a regular meeting. But it can also be yearly meeting. And welcome to our monthly meeting. So you have three vocabularies you can use interchangeably: weekly meeting, yearly meeting, or monthly meeting. Now, how about if we practice the expressions together? Please repeat after me. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. Thank you for coming to this meeting. I appreciate you for coming to this meeting. I'd like to welcome everybody to today's meeting. Welcome to our monthly meeting. Welcome to our yearly meeting. Welcome to our weekly meeting. Okay. Next expressions is for introducing topic. So after you open the meeting, then you introduce the topic. Don't chat around, don't fuss around, just get straight to the agenda. Today, we're going to discuss the dropping rate of our sale. So this is how you introduce the topic. Straightforward. You don't beat around the bush. This is 2014. People are living in modern time. People are busy. People are going to think fast. They have to move fast. They have to act quick. So present the topic as clearly as possible. Our meeting objective is to find a way to save fuel consumption of companies' operational cars. In today's meeting, we will talk about the plan to change the logo of our company. So that's the way you introduce the topic of your meeting. This is the way you introduce the agenda of the meeting. Today we're going to discuss, or our meeting objective is to find, or in today's meeting we will talk about. Now let's practice the expression together. Today we're going to discuss the dropping rate of our sale. Our meeting objective is to find a way to save fuel consumption of companies' operational cars. In today's meeting, we will talk about the plan to change the logo of our company. See, these expressions are very simple. More expressions for introducing topic. Our meeting's objective is about the preparation for this year company's outing. We are here to discuss employee strike at our branch office at Banjarmasin. I'm calling you to attend this meeting to find solution to an engine malfunction at our factory. So these three more expressions for introducing meeting's agenda. Let's practice together. Our meeting's objective is about the preparation for this year company's outing. We are here to discuss employee strike at our branch office at Banjarmasin. I'm calling you to attend this meeting to find solution to an engine malfunction at our factory. Okay, let's continue with more expressions for presenting opinions. So after you present the topic, then if you are the presenter, you should present the opinion of what you think about the meeting's agenda. In my opinion, we have to raise the salary of employees in our factory. In my opinion, is the most common expression for presenting opinion. But remember, when you use the phrase in my opinion, then it is your personal belief. So it is subjective. If you want to be soft, you can say, it seems to me that we should give training to our security officers to give better information to any visitor in our company's building. So when you say it seems to me, you're trying to be polite. You're trying to be indirect. When you use, in my opinion, this is direct. Yeah, but if you say, it seems to me that, then it is indirect. As I see it, we must report the pest problem on this floor to a pest control company. So we have three expressions. In my opinion, simple and direct, but it seems to me that this is still simple, however, not direct. And very simple, very casual, as I see it. Okay, let's practice the expressions together. In my opinion, we have to raise the salary of employees in our factory. It seems to me that we should give training to our security officers to give better information to any visitor in our company's building. As I see it, We must report the pest problem on this floor to a pest control company. Now, after listening to a presentation or after listening to opinion-based presentation, the participants will give their reaction. They will give responses. Some of them might give positive reaction, some of them might give negative response. So if you are the meeting participant and you want to give positive, affirmative response to an agenda or to an issue, you can say the following expressions. I'm in favor of creating new logo for our company. So it means you agree. I really support the plan of relocating this company. Very positive. I give my full endorsement to the hospitality training of our security guard. So this is longer, uh, quite formal. If you want to be formal, you can use this expression. I give my full endorsement. And mind you, you can substitute endorsement with support. So you can say, I give my full support to the hospitality training of our security guard. Another one is by using vocabulary back. The board of directors backs the proposal of a company outing event. Now, how about if we practice together? I'm in favor of creating a new logo for our company. I really support the plan of relocating this company. I give my full endorsement to the hospitality training of our security guard. The board of directors backs the proposal of a company outing event. So backs means support. The board of directors support the proposal. Some people give negative comments, they give negative opinion, but that's okay. That's the dynamic of a meeting. Some people agree, some people disagree. We cannot escape from that. So if you want to give negative reaction or negative opinion, you may find the following expressions useful. I'm afraid I can agree with your opening a new outlet. So this is a polite way of saying you don't like it. You you disagree. But instead of saying I disagree, you use the polite response. I'm afraid I can agree. So this is polite and also very formal. If you want to be indirect, you can say, I don't think it's possible to relocate our office this year. So I don't think it's possible. This is another way of saying it's impossible. But you want to be indirect. So you say, I don't think it's possible. A very casual expression, there's no way we can hold the training program this month. There's no way. So another way of saying no way. Workers union has objection about postponing salary raise. Objection. So it means they object. They don't like it. So these are the four expressions you can use to express negative opinion or negative response. Oops, sorry, I was too fast. I forgot that we haven't practiced. So let's practice the expressions. I'm afraid I can agree with your opening a new outlet proposal. I don't think it's possible to relocate our office this year. There's no way we can hold the training program this month. Workers' union has objection about postponing salary raise. So I'm afraid I can agree. I don't think it's possible. There's no way and has objection about. If you want to interrupt and that is okay, yeah, uh, it is natural if people interrupt, so you don't have to be afraid of. If you want to interrupt, first thing first, you have to know that interrupting someone is not something that is okay. Even you, even us, even I don't like interruption, but it is the dynamic of a meeting. Why not? Why we cannot have interruption? It is okay. So let's accept the nature of interruption as part of meeting. Now, if you want to interrupt during conversation or during meeting discussion, you have to do you have to do it nicely. So because this is a public setting, you are sitting together with your colleague, with your workmates. It is always nice if you stay polite even during a meeting. And the best expressions that you can use to interrupt during meeting are listed like this. Excuse me, could I comment on that? So this is a nice way of interrupting. So you say excuse me or pardon me. Can I come in here? May I interrupt? This is very simple, very common. Pardon me. I think pardon me is the same as excuse me. So you can substitute them. If I may say, if I may say, I. So you use the expressions to interrupt someone during presentation or during Q&A. So don't just cut in without saying excuse me or if I may. It's always nice to interrupt using polite request. So excuse me, could I comment on that? Repeat. Can I come in here? May I interrupt? Pardon me. I think the outing plan is not impossible. If I may say, if I may say, I don't think our company need new logo. Those are the expressions for interrupting. Occasionally, when we listen to someone's presentation, we don't always understand what the presenter or what the meeting participant is talking about. So if you need clarification or if you need the speaker to explain further, you can use the following expressions. These are the questions that you can use to ask people to give clarification, to give more explanation. What exactly are you trying to say? What do you mean by that? Could you explain it in common language? Could you go into detail about that? Can you elaborate your plan in detail? The following expressions are good for asking for clarification. Now please repeat after me. What exactly are you trying to say? Excuse me, what do you mean by that? Pardon me, could you explain it in common language? Could you go into detail about that? Can you elaborate your plan in detail? Now, you see that I use the word could instead of can. Now, again, it's a matter of formality. Could is more formal, can is less formal. I don't say that can is informal, no, but could is more formal, can is less formal. If you are in a meeting with people that you are not familiar with, it is always good if you use formal expressions. But if you are in a meeting with your colleague, with your friends, then you can use can. So it's a matter of choice and a matter of setting. So if the meeting setting is informal, you can say can. But if the setting of the meeting is formal, let's say you have a meeting with directors or managers or uh, company visitors, then it's better to use formal expressions. So that's it. That's the end of part 1 of our discussion in lesson 3 about business meeting. Thank you for watching and see you again in the next episode, part 2 of business meeting.